Welcome to Sports Review. I'm Jesse Valdez with
Cedric Williams.
And today we are talking a little bit about the Utah Utes and something that happened that was kind of controversial, and then what could be a long-term, what would you say?
It
could be a long-term deal.
It can be a long-term deal from here until the end of winter. We'll see. So basically, they played at Washington Huskies. Mm-hmm. It's a game that they could have won. It's a game they should have won. It's definitely a game that they needed. It comes down to the end of the game. Utah's up by 3 points. Mm-hmm. Okay, they kick the ball off to Washington. Washington's moving up the field. They're running the ball. They don't have any timeouts. So it looks like they're just gonna, be accepting of overtime. Well, the Utah coach Cal Whittingham calls a timeout, basically giving them another chance to move the ball, and they end up with a field goal to win the game as time expires. Now you have people that are uproar saying he shouldn't have called a timeout. You have people who are saying, everyone calm down. It's not the end of the world. We love Coach Witt. Keep him here.
Okay, but is this potentially the end for him? Will he be in Utah? I mean, there's talks of him possibly not staying. Like, what's going on?
There are a lot of talks going on. So, UCLA fired their coach.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim Moore. And which obviously is going to leave a spot open for Coach Whittingham if he decides to leave Utah or if he were released from Utah. Now, he's under contract until the year 2020. He's under a 4-year, $11 million contract as it stands right now. Mm-hmm. His stats as a coach are great. He's 10-1 in bowl games, okay? He's won over 105 games the time he's been here since 2005. He's all-time number one in coaching as far as bowl game winning percentage goes. He's over 90% at 10-1 in these bowl games. But here's the kicker. He hasn't won a big game as a coach since 2009 in the Sugar Bowl against Alabama and Nick Saban.
Which was an awesome game because, obviously they weren't predicted to win at all.
Exactly.
I mean, it was insane.
Right.
But that's been it, as what you're saying.
And that's what everyone wants to hold on to. What about Alabama? What about Alabama? That's like listening to a Cowboys fan say, we won 5 Super Bowls. Well, when the last Cowboy fan saw a Super Bowl win, it was probably, when's the last time you saw a Cowboys win a Super Bowl?
When? Like personally?
Personally.
I can tell you the last time, how many times they've won a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
When's the last
which
time
is 3. I had 3 Super Bowls.
Remember with your eyes seeing the Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
How many times do you remember the Tennessee Titans?
Oh, here we go.
With your eyes winning a
So like I was saying, Coach Whittingham, my team, the Titans, have never won the Super Bowl.
Hey,
so
1 yard shy.
1 yard shy.
I was 3 years old when we won our last Super Bowl, okay? We'll put it at that.
So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Yes, that was a big game. That was a big turnaround, and everyone thought it was nothing but up from there. I think they finished the season ranked number 2 in the country in the AP and the BCS, but nothing really since then. I mean, he's had 3 teams finish or rank in the top 10 since then. But other than that Alabama win, there's nothing.
Lead to my next question then. Let's say he leaves. Who comes in?
If he leaves, there's a list of guys that you can try to bring in, but you're not guaranteed. And now, of the guys I personally would bring in, this is just my personal wish list, which means nothing, but hey, a guy can dream, right? All right, so we have Bob Stoops, which is some money, Les Miles from LSU. So Bob Stoops, who left Oklahoma in a great position, he's out there. Les Miles, who left LSU, not so great position, but they're still the name. Those are, high money guys. And then you have my favorite of all time, T. Martin, who's offense coordinator for USC. Now, a lot of people don't know who T. Martin is. I particularly know who he is because I'm from Tennessee. And for any of you Peyton Manning fans out there, you might want to close your ears because I don't think kindly of him. Now, of all the times Peyton Manning was at Tennessee, University of Tennessee Vols that is, never won national championship. What happens the first year after Peyton Manning leaves and goes to the NFL? T. Martin comes in, and what does he do? He wins a national championship, okay? Brings a national championship to the great state of Tennessee. Now he's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at USC. And what does Utah need? Not only would they need a head coach, but you need an offensive coordinator and a quarterbacks coach for a kid who runs the ball and passes it, okay? With Tyler Huntley, who's a sophomore who will be a junior next year. I don't know how I can get any better than that.
So let's talk realistically. Does he stay? Or if he does leave, who would realistically come in, you would say?
No one can say realistically with this administration. You never know who. There might be someone on their radar, say the athletic director, that we don't even know, that we haven't even heard of. So, I mean, everyone can wish and dream and hope, but you never know until, the administration says, hey, here's our new coach.
And then, I mean, I guess that's a lot of questions to
A lot of questions, but at the end of the day, we could always be BYU.
And let's turn into that. Let's talk a little bit about BYU. Just a quick phrase here and there about them. I mean, what's happening that hasn't happened in a while with them?
They will not be going to a bowl this year. Even after everything they tried with going independent and striking a deal with ESPN to make sure they went to a bowl every year, that definitely won't be happening this year.
And that's the first time?
It's the first time in a while. I can't remember. I think it's been about 10 or 15 years since all three schools, say Utah State, BYU, and Utah, haven't made it together. I can't remember the last time that BYU hasn't made it to a bowl game.
Dang, I feel bad for you Cougs out there.
Sorry, Cougs.
Well, that's it for the show. We're going to wrap up. If you want to follow the conversation, make sure to follow our page on Facebook at Media Crossover, where you'll see my posts, his posts, and the rest of the MCE team making that page what it is today. Until then, you got anything else you want to say?
That's it. See you guys next time. Follow us on the page.